Your Excellency, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the President of the Senate, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, ably represented, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, other members of the National Assembly here present, Your Excellencies, the Executive Governors of Bayelsa, Delta, Kano, Imo, Kwara, and Kogi states, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, Special Advisors, and other members of the Federal Executive Council, the Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs, heads of other security agencies here present, Your Royal Highnesses, traditional rulers here present, the President, Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, and the President, Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, and members of the various military spousal associations they are present, distinguished senior officers, both serving and retired, families, friends, and associates of our deceased heroes, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to start my remarks by thanking Mr. President and everyone here for honoring the memory of our departed officers and men with your esteemed presence this afternoon. Ordinarily, this burial ceremony should not be a speech-making occasion, but you will agree with me that it will be insensitive of us and disrespectful to the memory and legacy of the gallant men we have come to bury, not to make speeches, no matter how brief. As the Chief of Army Staff, I consider putting fine men and women in harm's way, sometimes knowing that they may not return to their families and loved ones, my toughest job. Correspondingly and intriguingly, my men know that when I send them out, despite the equipment, training, and other forms of preparation, sometimes some may not make it back alive, while some may return handicapped and invalid. Ours is a profession that deals with matters of life and death. When soldiers die in the hands of the enemies of the state, we take it as dying for what the nation has considered a just cause. We celebrate them as gallant heroes. But when they are gruesomely murdered by the very people they are trained, killed, and took an oath to protect, it is highly demoralizing. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is no longer news that 17 of the Nigerian Army's finest men, whom we have come to bury, were murdered in a reprehensible manner on the 14th of March this year in Okwama community in Delta State, while they went on a legitimate peacemaking mission. It grieves my heart that it took our search and recovery effort over 72 hours to recover some vital organs of the decapitated and disemboweled bodies of my men that were scattered all over the Okwama community by the community youths and their friends. I consider it the most barbaric act any citizen or community can commit against the authority of the state. And I must place on record that a lot of restraints have been exercised so far in our search and recovery efforts for missing arms, ammunition, other equipment, and body parts. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Okwama killing has added to the care of the Nigerian Army and by extension, the Nigerian state, 10 widows, 3 of whom are 4, 5, and 8 months pregnant, 21 orphans, and many other dependents, which include parents. While commiserating with the families of these gallant soldiers, I assure them that the Nigerian Army and the good people of this country will not leave them in the cold. We shall do all within our power to provide succor to them and preserve the memories of their departed loved ones. As we commit the bodies of these gallant soldiers to Mother Earth, I wish to thank His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, the leadership and members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Executive Council, executive governors, particularly of Delta and Bayelsa State, as well as all many and patriotic Nigerians for their support and encouragement to the families and loved ones of our murdered personnel on one side and the Nigerian Army and indeed the armed forces of Nigeria on the other in this difficult time. Your condolence messages have been most comforting and reassuring to the Nigerian Army. I assure Mr. President and all Nigerians that the Nigerian Army remains committed to its constitutional responsibilities and will not be deterred by setbacks such as witnessed in the Okwama community. As tasked by Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of our armed forces, the Nigerian Army, with the assistance of its sister services and other security agencies, is committed to bringing the perpetrators of the Okwama murder to book and recover all service and personal belongings taken from the murdered troops. The Nigerian Army will continue to seek the cooperation of all well-meaning Nigerians, particularly in the affected areas, toward swift and successful conduct of our search and recovery operations. Once again, I thank you all for coming to identify with the Nigerian Army. God bless you all.